I told him, "I don't need you." And honestly, I believed it at the time. I thought I was strong enough to stand on my own, to build a life that didn't rely on anyone but me. But now, my entire world is unraveling, and I'm just trying to hold it together, piece by piece. My name is Sophie, 30, and 2 years ago I had everything anyone could want: a job I loved, a beautiful apartment, and a boyfriend who adored me. But none of that mattered when I let my pride get in the way. It started out like any other ordinary day. Jason and I had been together for 5 years, and we'd built a life together that many would envy. We had the kind of love that felt like it could withstand anything. We'd been through ups and downs, family troubles, job insecurities, all the challenges life throws at you, but we'd always managed to get through it together. Or at least that's what I thought. You see, the problem with love, the one I never expected, is that it can become an excuse to lose yourself. I'd been so wrapped up in our relationship, in us, that I forgot who I was before him. I forgot what it felt like to be Sophie, just me, without the labels, without the titles, without the us. I can't pinpoint when it started. Maybe it was when I got the promotion at work, or maybe it was when my friends started talking about their new adventures while I was just there, going through the motions. I began feeling small, invisible, as if I had been reduced to nothing more than Jason's girlfriend, Sophie, the one who always had to be there, always had to make it work. And honestly, I didn't like it. I wanted to be more than that. I wanted to be Sophie, ambitious, independent, fierce. But I didn't know how to get there without shaking everything up. One night, after a particularly tense conversation about our future, I snapped. We were sitting at the kitchen table, a half-empty bottle of wine between us. Jason had asked me what was wrong, why I'd been so distant lately, and for the first time I didn't hold back. "I don't need you, Jason. I've been trying to tell you that for months," I said, my voice sharp and unsteady. "I'm not some girl who needs a man to feel whole. I don't need you to make decisions for me. I don't need you to fix things. I don't need you." The words hit the air like a slap. Jason looked at me, his eyes searching for a sign that I didn't really mean it. But I didn't take it back. I stood up, gathered my things, and walked out of the room. That night, I thought I'd made a breakthrough. I thought I'd set myself free. But what I didn't realize was how much of myself I had been clinging to him for, how much I had let him be my anchor, even in ways I'd never admitted to myself. The days that followed were strange. Jason tried to reach out to me, of course. He always did, trying to make things right. But I was stubborn. I wanted to prove that I could handle everything on my own. I worked longer hours, spent more time with my friends, and even started going out to bars by myself. It felt empowering at first. I told myself I was reclaiming my independence. But the more I did it, the more I felt empty. It wasn't until a few weeks later that I realized how much I missed him, how much I had relied on him. Jason wasn't just a boyfriend. He was the person I turned to when life got overwhelming. He was the person who made me laugh when I was on the edge of tears, who would hold me when the world felt too heavy, and now he wasn't there. The truth is, I wasn't as strong as I thought I was. I couldn't handle life without him. I couldn't face the silence in my apartment, the empty bed, the loneliness that crept up on me during late nights when I couldn't sleep. I was falling apart, and no amount of work or distractions could fix it. I told myself that it was fine, that I just needed more time, more space. But every time I went home after a long day at work, the quietness of the place reminded me that I wasn't just alone in my apartment, I was alone in my life. And I hated it. Finally, after weeks of torturing myself with my pride, I gave in. I reached out to him. "Jason, can we talk?" The text was simple, but my heart was racing. I had no idea what I was going to say, but I knew I couldn't keep pretending. He responded almost immediately. "Of course. When?" I told him I'd come over to his place that evening. When I walked through the door, it felt like everything had changed and nothing had changed all at once. Jason was sitting on the couch, looking at me with that familiar, gentle expression he always wore when he was trying to understand me, trying to figure out what I needed. "I'm sorry," I said before he could say anything. "I was wrong. I thought I could do this on my own, but I can't. I need you, Jason. I don't know how I let myself get so lost in this idea that I had to be independent, that I had to be someone I'm not. I was too proud, too scared to admit that I was falling apart without you." His eyes softened, and for a moment, we just sat there, in silence. The weight of the past few weeks hung between us. But then, he reached out, took my hand, and squeezed it. "You don't have to do it alone, Sophie. You never did. That night, we talked about everything. About the fear I had of losing myself in the relationship, about the pressure I'd put on myself to be perfect, to be something I wasn't. Jason listened. He understood. And together, we made the decision to work through it. Not just as a couple, but as two individuals who needed each other to grow, to find themselves, to heal. It wasn't easy. There were still moments of doubt, still times when I felt lost in the world, but every day, I reminded myself that I wasn't alone anymore. I didn't need to be perfect, I just needed to be honest with myself and with him. Looking back now, I realize that love isn't about needing someone to complete you. It's about growing together, supporting each other, and knowing when to let go of your pride. And I finally understand. I may have told him that I didn't need him, but the truth is, I do, more than I ever imagined.